Hey, it's Safa. Welcome to the very first mini full moon reading. Yeah, I'm not wearing glasses and I washed my hair, so I may look different, but I assure you I am not a different person than in the last video. But then again, we're different people each day that we wake up. We're a little bit of a different person. Actually, each second that we live, we're always expanding. So that is a good segue into talking about the energy of this full moon, which is in Scorpio. For me, the energy of Scorpio has been all about transformation, specifically because I have Scorpio in my 7th house in relationships, and so I've had a lot of relationships that have helped me to transform myself. And yeah, it's just wherever that is expressed in your chart, whether it's Scorpio or Pluto or even Mars. Can help you get in touch with the energy of things that are very intense. That would be a good way to explain the archetype of Scorpio, is intensity. But from when I meet actual Scorpio people, it's not necessarily always like showing on the surface. It's like a deep down subconscious intensity. And I really like that in people. I think it's like a cool mystery to get to know somebody who has, something that I can feel that's like deep under the surface. Because I definitely feel into people's emotions to the point where I'm feeling stuff that they might not even be aware of. Yeah, it's pretty trippy. And I just want to share, I'm holding this lovely piece of selenite that I got yesterday when I was doing readings at Pacific Beach. A guy gave me this as part of the donation for his reading. Awesome. Yeah, that made me feel really happy. So I'm using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck. It's my little travel deck. I have a bunch of decks, but this one is like really perfect for traveling. And look what the first card on the bottom is. So, what do we need to have new experiences? What do we need to transform our lives into something that's like a new opportunity, a different feeling? What we need to do is we need to transform and let die the ways of the past. And for me, that just means that people are either going to take it the hard way or they're going to surrender and release that which does not serve them anymore that they have been attached to. So it's about attachment. Scorpio can get pretty attached, like the archetype. I'm not necessarily saying the people, but look what card came out first. That's what this full moon is about. It's about sloughing off that scaly skin, whatever that might be, your exoskeleton, your shell. Like, that can mean that you stop hiding and finally go socialize. Like, last night somebody invited me to play cards, and I'm like, oh my gosh, well, cards are my life, pretty much, but not those kind of cards. And I had to say, like, why am I holding back from playing with these people? And I said, I think it's because I'm afraid to lose the game. And isn't that what death kind of really symbolizes? Is it's like, oops, game over. You know what I mean? So, like, a lot of people get really scared of this card, but it's trying to get us to dig deep into our primal desire for life, which is passion. Life, your path in life is dictated by what makes you feel passionate. And by dictates, I don't mean like strict dictates, but it's more like you're pushed in the direction of your passions, whether you like it or not. So if something is going on in your life that's like kind of like hard and a struggle and things like that, like you may not need to struggle with that thing anymore. Like you may want to give up on it. This card wants to come out recently a lot, and I think it is because of that passion. I think that this archetype here, like, he is the grounded, authentic male. And so this is about using masculine energy in a way that's healthy. And a lot of people interpret yang or sexual energy as being inherently masculine. I do not. But I also think that it's important to acknowledge that it is a yang outward sort of energy, and that it's best to use it responsibly, but that doesn't mean that we need to repress our desires or not express to other people how we feel. Because, like, I know that a lot of us now are, like, tentatively exploring, like, well, what does it mean to be really, like, respectfully hitting on somebody in public? You know what I mean? How do you meet people without being, like, too overtly sexually, like, yeah, hey, like, I like your butt, or whatever, you know? Like, Scorpio is going to get us to question that, and also question, like, how can I use my passions in a productive way? Because sexual energy doesn't always have to be about, like, going out and, like, looking for somebody to fuck, you know? Like, the 3 cards that just popped out. Like, self-love and self-care are right in the forefront of this. That, like, this is sacral chakra energy, the Empress, you know, because it's about sensual comfort. You know what I mean? And then the 2 of Cups is about relationships and emotional relations between people. What this card wants to say is that we have to be responsible with our sexual energy. Because if we don't kind of, like, I want to say, like, toe the line, you know, in terms of, like, setting our boundaries and our standards, and, like, really just sticking to that, you know, we could feel bad about ourselves. But then on the other hand, like, isn't sexuality, like, a part of self-care? Like, being able to have that type of connection with someone. I mean, recently I've been thinking about it a lot, because there's just a lot of cuties out here in California, and, like, I'm kind of like, okay, but how do I be discerning about who I give my energy to? That's the thing, is, like, I feel like on a full moon, the energies are going to be high, first of all. And, like, there's going to be potentially even power struggles in relationships, and fear. And, like, that intense passion that makes you want to maybe even stay in an unhealthy, toxic relationship. Like, there's all different kinds of stuff that's coming out because of this. But I think that ultimately we're going to be trying new things after we let go of what we feel that our attachments are. And full moon in reverse is like, how have we been disingenuous about ourselves? Like, what are we afraid of? How are we letting those fears rule our lives? You know, this is like water sign energy, not necessarily, like, it's supposed to be like the Cancerian card, but, like, look, we have a crustacean. Like, that's the energy, is like coming up from the belly of the subconscious to the light. So it's bringing forth all of our hidden desires, all of our true hidden desires. Like, I'm not talking about, like, oh, that TV show that you're, like, slightly ashamed of watching. I'm talking about your, like, kinky fantasies and stuff like that, and, like, whether or not you feel like it's really appropriate for you to feel that way. Well, the last card that wants to come out here is the Hierophant, which I think is really interesting. The Hierophant speaks to, I think in this context, I think it speaks to tradition, and how we're transforming tradition in so many ways. And I think that with, like, lots of the other stuff going on in the sky in terms of astrology, I'm still learning about it, but I think that we're attempting to restructure everything that we do. Like, because we realize that, like, the old paradigm isn't working anymore. That kind of, like, traditional influence is what needs to you know, probably go away. Honestly, just go away permanently. And like, that includes, like, the misuse of sexual energy. But how do we heal from that? Emotions. Get in touch with them. Your emotions that are like the deep subconscious emotions, that's also Scorpio. This is the key to everything that you experience in this life, is unblocking how you truly feel. And that is a part of desire. That's the water energy. That's the creative energy too of the sacral chakra. The essence of kundalini is like working through your emotions. We'll be doing a video on kundalini awakening because I can feel the kundalini energy with this moon. Super hardcore. And it's making me want to party. But like I said, in a responsible way, like not just going out with the first cutie to get it on, you know what I mean? Like, no, I truly value myself. I truly value my sexual energy. And so it's a question of like how to take that sexual energy and make it work for me and make myself more powerful. And that is for all of you too. And thank you so much for getting down to business with all this subconscious stuff and figuring out what you truly want and your soul's journey, and allowing that painful stuff to come up in order to experience the beauty that lies on the other end of it. Like, don't be afraid to let go of the past, you guys. It's time to embrace a more beautiful, self-loving present. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm going to continue to do a new moon and full moon and new moon. I want to do the next lunation cycle. Yeah, get in touch with how you really feel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Safa Lori Tarot. And I'll just say ciao for now.